Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle FtW and welcome to another Call of Duty video. In this video, we are back with the beginning of a brand new series here on the channel, and this is going to be the ranking every single weapon in Call of Duty from worst to best series. And today we are of course kicking it off with the original Call of Duty 4. Of course, we're not doing Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, or Call of Duty 3. Because those Call of Duties were all before Call of Duty 4, they're very old, they had just set custom classes, they're really not anything to go super in-depth on, and now we are going to, and we are of course kicking it off with Call of Duty 4, because this was kind of the Call of Duty game that put Call of Duty on the map, created the Call of Duty that we know and love today, and just set off the franchise to where it is now. Of course, next week we are going to be covering World at War, which should be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and jump into ranking every single weapon in Call of Duty 4 from worst to best. The inspiration from this series is me doing some zombie videos over on my other channel, ranking things, and it's just so much fun to make those videos. And we're going to do this in a tier list type of format, but instead of actually sitting here with my keyboard moving my mouse cursor up and down, where I'm actually going to have some gameplay. I apologize that it is not in the original Call of Duty 4. It's, in all honesty, on my Xbox account on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the original, my account actually got hacked, which means I cannot find a match. My classes are all weird. I don't know what happened, but I basically cannot physically play Call of Duty 4. In order to do that, I would have to go into a different account, and that would just take a lot of work because I actually don't know the password to that other account. So we're here on Modern Warfare Remastered as the gameplay. Again, I apologize for that, but don't worry, every other Call of Duty game will be on the actual game itself, the actually original Xbox 360 version, so don't worry about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this list. So coming in at the number 26 spot as the worst weapon in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, we have the M1911 pistol. Now, the pistols in this game are of course sidearms. We are going to count those here in this video. Secondaries will be included because it is every single weapon in the game. So the M1911 is at the bottom of the list because it is the pistol with the least amount of ammo and just feels like the weakest pistol. Personally, in real life, the M1911 is my favorite pistol ever. I really like it. It has a cool design, it's fun, but unfortunately in actual Call of Duty, the M1911 just isn't a very practical weapon. It only has 7 bullets in a mag, which means you are going to burn through ammo so quickly, especially in tough situations. It's really not good from long range. Of course, it's not good from close range either. Other pistols, other SMGs will destroy you. This is definitely a weapon that you want to have as a secondary, but even then, it will not bail you out of situations if you get into a situation with it. So the M1911 comes in at the bottom of F tier as the worst weapon in Call of Duty 4. Coming in at the number 25 spot, we have the Dragunov sniper rifle. Now, no weapon in Call of Duty 4 really is that bad if we really want to think about it, but the Dragunov just is pretty weak. It's not powerful. It's not a sniper that anybody wants to use, but chooses to use just to have fun in the game. It's very weak. It rarely gets a one-hit kill. I think you have to hit an enemy in the chest to get a one-hit kill. And honestly, because of the other very strong sniper rifles in the game, like the R700, the M40A3, and the Barret 50 cal, it just doesn't suffice. It's definitely worse than the next gun on our list, which comes in at the number 25 spot at the bottom of D tier, which is the M21 sniper rifle. The M21 is better than the Dragunov because of the fire rate is higher with the M21, and you will basically use the M21 more of as an assault rifle, not a sniper rifle. The Dragunov shoots slower than the M21, does have the one-hit kill, which I will admit makes it a little bit better than the M21, but the M21 I believe is better because you get it earlier in the game, and it's just, you can shoot it quicker, which means it can get kills faster, even though the Dragunov does have that one-hit kill. Now coming in at the number 23 spot, we have the M14 assault rifle. This is basically an M21 without a scope on it. It's not very strong. The G3 I feel is definitely better than this assault rifle. I've never really used the M14, and compared to every other assault rifle in the game, it's just not very powerful. And honestly, I would rather have the gun that's in the next spot, the number 22 spot, which is the USP-45 pistol. Yes, that's true. I would rather have the USP-45 than the M14 assault rifle. The USP-45 is one of the higher pistols here on this list, better than the M1911, of course, because it actually is pretty solid. You can actually get around a 3-hit kill with this pistol. I don't remember looking back in the Modern Warfare Remastered in-depth videos, but I'm pretty sure that the USP-45 killed faster than most pistols in the game, so it's pretty good, but I don't think it is better than the M9, which comes in at the number 21 spot. The M9 is just another pistol. Both the M9 and the USP-45 both are very similar in how they act. They both have very low amounts of ammo. They have about, I think, 10 to 12 bullets in a magazine, but you know, they're both practical pistols. You get them both very, very early in the game. I think you don't even have to get to level 2 to get the USP in the M9. They're just powerful. They do what they're supposed to do. They're, you know, solid sidearms. I would rather have an M9 and a USP-45 than an M1911 if ever I get into a very sticky situation, and it comes in at the number 21 spot. Now, coming in at the number 20 spot, this may be a little bit of a controversial one, but I don't really think it is. We have the W1200 shotgun. Now, the W1200 shotgun just isn't a very good gun for the game that it's in. Call of Duty 4 has 3 shotgun maps that I can think of off the top of my head. We have Showdown, we have Vacant, and we have Shipment. Every other map in the game has very long lines of sights that even getting into shotgun range is going to be extremely difficult. And then when you actually get into shotgun range, the W1200 can get hit markers from point blank range, which makes it super, super inconsistent. And because it is a pump action shotgun and there is stopping power in modern Call of Duty 4, odds are you're going to get absolutely destroyed. You're not going to be able to get the kill. You're not going to be able to get a very quick follow-up shot, and you will be dead pretty dang quickly. Even SMGs and assault rifles from point-blank range will kill faster than the W1200 will sometimes, and it is definitely the worst shotgun in the game at the top of the D tier. Now, coming in at the number 19 spot, we have the M1014 shotgun. This is kicking off the average quote-unquote weapons in Call of Duty 4. The M1014 is above the W1200 for the simple reason that it shoots a lot faster. It's a semi-automatic shotgun, which means odds are you will be able to get that very quick follow-up shot, which if you do get into a sticky situation, you can get a kill much faster than somebody else who is not using the M10 or not using the W1200, sorry. So, but again, it's so low on the list because there is just no practical use for a shotgun here in the game. 3 maps out of, I think there's like 16 or 17 maps. Just shotguns are never really useful. You rarely see them except if you're playing Shipment or Vacant, and they just aren't very good. And that's why both shotguns in Call of Duty 4, there's only 2 of them in the game, come in at the 19 and 20 spot. Coming in now at the number 18 spot, we have the G3 assault rifle. Now, the reason that both semi-automatic assault rifles are so low on this list is because for some reason they just don't compete with the automatic assault rifles in the game. They're just weak, and I don't know why they're so weak, but they are. You know, by the time you can get your 2 shots on the enemies, you're probably going to be dead, because the G3 has a select fire rate. You can have a really quick trigger finger, but the gun does have a capped fire rate. For me personally, I love using semi-automatic weapons in Call of Duty. I have a pretty solid trigger finger. I can shoot really fast, but the G3 does have a cap on it, so you're putting yourself at a disadvantage using these semi-automatic assault rifles. They're a lot of fun to use if I'm being completely honest, but they just don't do it for me. They're not as strong as some of the other assault rifles in the game, and even some of the SMGs as well. So the G3 comes in at the number 18 spot. Coming in at the number 17 spot, this is a kind of a controversial one as well. We have the Mini Uzi, which is an extremely fun gun. I do think it is better than the G3 in some aspects. It shoots faster, it's better from close range, but you can also beam people with the Mini Uzi if you know how to control the recoil. It does have quite a bit of recoil, but it is a lot of fun to use. It's super good on Vacant and Shipment and all of the other close quarters maps within the game, and it can actually do pretty well on some long range maps as well. But again, the reason it's so low on the list is simple enough. There's really not very many SMG friendly maps in this game, and in all honesty, in most modern or most Infinity Ward Call of Duty games, assault rifles run the show in those games. I mean, even Modern Warfare 2019, assault rifles run the show, and we'll of course get there very soon. But the Mini Uzi definitely comes in at the number 17 spot. It's a very powerful weapon. It's a lot of fun to use, and there we go. So now coming in at the number 16 spot, we have the first of the LMGs, the M60E4. This is not the first LMG, so this is the last LMG that you get, but it is the first LMG here on this list. Now, the M60 for me only is low on this list because of the horrible iron sights. You have a circle, you have a little thing that comes up with a circle and a line in the middle of the iron sight, which means you can barely see enemies. I mean, good luck killing enemies from far away without a red dot sight. And the M60 just doesn't really feel like a powerful LMG in my opinion. My most used weapon in Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare Remastered is actually the RPD, which is kind of funny. But the M60 just doesn't put in work like I wish it did. It just isn't very powerful, and the iron sight really makes this gun not usable. I mean, getting even 25 kills to get the red dot sight on this weapon feels like it takes 1,000 years, and it's just slow, it's clunky, and it's just not very powerful. I know some people absolutely love the M60 in this game in Call of Duty 4, but I just personally don't like it. I think it's very, very weak, and definitely the worst LMG in the game. Now coming in at the number 15 spot, we have the M249 SAW. Now the M249 SAW moves above the M60 because it has a better iron sights and it has a quicker fire rate, which means you'll be killing enemies faster and you will be able to see the enemies a lot better, which is honestly the M60 E4's downfall. The M249 can kill very quickly, it's very powerful, all LMGs in this game are pretty dang good. We haven't covered the RPD yet, but we will get there very, very soon, don't worry. And the M249 SAW I really do like as an LMG. It's a lot of fun. It shoots really quickly, which is kind of why it moves above the M60, and it comes in at the number 15 spot. Coming in now at the number 14 spot, we actually have the Skorpion, which is very weird that I'm putting it at the top of the average weapons. But the reason I am doing that is because the Skorpion is actually really, really good. If you guys have not given the Skorpion a go in Call of Duty 4, you need to. It's so good. It can kill enemies very quickly. It's very, very good from close range. It does only have 20 bullets in the mag, which kind of hurts it quite a bit, but it's a lot of fun to use. It's really, really powerful. Honestly, it can kill pretty damn quickly. I really enjoy running around with this little baby SMG, and it comes in at the number 14 spot. Now jumping in here with the bottom of the B tier, this is another controversial one as well. We have the Desert Eagle pistol. Yes, the Desert Eagle is the top of a lot of primary weapons. I don't know what it is about the Desert Eagle, but this gun can slap. It is pretty much a primary weapon. It can kill really, really quickly. You can even kill people from long range. The only downside to this weapon is the recoil pattern on it, which hurts the weapon quite a bit, but it's so fun, so good. And the Desert Eagle is definitely the best pistol in the game by far. Of course, it's higher than every pistol. It's higher than some primary weapons. And I definitely think that the Desert Eagle belongs right there at the bottom of the B tier as a very, very solid pistol. And the only pistol that I ever use when I get to that level 40. Coming in now at the number 12 spot, we have my favorite sniper in the game. We have the R700. I absolutely love this sniper rifle. It's my favorite sniper in the game. It was actually my most used weapon in Modern Warfare Remastered for a little while, and I love it. It's so good. The only reason that it is below some of the other snipers in the game is because it only has 4 bullets, which means you can run out of ammo very, very quickly, and compared to other weapons like the Barret and the M40A3, you're going to have to reload a lot more quickly, and it just doesn't do it for me. The reason I love this sniper more than every other sniper in the game is because I love the sound of it, and I love the aesthetic of it. It looks really, really nice, and it just sounds super badass and is a lot of fun to use, and it comes in at the number 12 spot. Coming in at the number 11 spot, we have the very first of our automatic assault rifles. We have the MP44. Now, the only reason that the MP44 is in the number 11 spot and doesn't quite hit the top 10 is because it actually doesn't have any attachments to it. The MP44 is basically a remake of the STG-44 from World War II, and they put it into Call of Duty 4. It's a very fun weapon to use. It's the last assault rifle that you get, which you would think would make it an amazing gun, and it is very good with stopping power rounds, but unfortunately the MP44 just doesn't quite do the damage that I wanted to, and the iron sights are a little bit hard to look through, which again hurts the weapon a little bit. And if it didn't and it doesn't have any attachments either, which is the reason that it hurts. I mean, you don't get a red dot sight, you don't get a silencer, you don't get an ACOG scope, so you're very, very limited with how you can use this weapon. It's not very good from super long ranges because of the iron sights, but it is good from close range, which is good, and medium range, like where an assault rifle is supposed to thrive. But compared to some of the other assault rifles in the game, the MP44 just doesn't quite cut it, in my personal opinion. And now coming in at the number 10 spot, breaking in the top 10 at the top of the B tier, we have the M4 Carbine. This is basically an M16A4 but automatic. It's powerful, it's fun, it's good. that's really all I can say about it. It's consistently well. It consistently does well. It kills enemies quickly, and it's just a powerful assault rifle in general, and it comes in at the number 10 spot. Now, coming in at the number 9 spot, we have the Barret 50 cal sniper rifle. This is such a fun sniper to use. It's one of my favorite snipers in Call of Duty history. Every game that it's in, I've had a ton of fun using this. It's very, very powerful. It has, I think, 10 bullets in its mag, which is crazy for a sniper rifle in Call of Duty 4, and it just does really well. It's very consistent. You will always get one hit kills. It's the last sniper that you unlock, and it's just a lot of fun to use. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have the M40A3. I know a lot of you snipers in the sniper community are very happy that I put it as high on the list as I did put it, because it is a good sniper. It's a solid sniper rifle. It's the first one you get. It has more ammo than the R700. It's better at quick scoping, which I know a lot of people love to do in Call of Duty 4. And the M40 is just a solid sniper rifle. It's not amazing. No sniper rifle is super amazing in modern Call of Duty 4 because snipers are very hard to use in this game, but the M40A3 is definitely the best sniper in my personal opinion. It does well, it's very consistent, it's just very nostalgic for a lot of people, and it comes in at the number 8 spot. Now coming in at the number 7 spot, this is a very surprising one, but we have the RPD. This is my favorite gun in Call of Duty 4 history. I love this weapon so much. It's the most used weapon in my Call of Duty or Modern Warfare Remastered account. It puts in work, it kills enemies in about 2 bullets. Having stopping power on this weapon makes it incredibly good. It has a ton of ammo. It's just amazing. It's so powerful. You put a grip on this guy and it can shred through enemies. It's so good. Coming in now at the number 6 spot, we have the G36C, which is my favorite assault rifle in the game. This gun just does so well for me. I don't know why I do so well with it, but I really do. I do very consistent with this weapon. It does very well. It beats out a lot of automatic assault rifles. It just is super powerful. The only downside to this weapon, which is why it's not higher on the list, is that it just doesn't have great iron sights, which means you're either forced to use a red dot sight or you're forced to get used to the iron sights, which can definitely hurt this weapon quite a bit, and that's why it comes in at the number 6 spot. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the AK-47 assault rifle. This is going to be the last assault rifle in the A tier, and the AK-47 is pretty damn solid. It can kill very quickly. It's has some nice iron sights. It's super nostalgic, of course. It's just that classic OG AK-47, and it's just very powerful. I think most of these rifles in the game have about the same damage as the G36. I think they all have very similar automatic damage, but the AK-47 is very powerful. I do believe that it is the best automatic assault rifle in the game. It can definitely kill people very quickly. The G36C is a little bit weaker than the AK-47, and that's why the AK-47 is in at the number 5 spot. Now coming in at the number 4 spot, at the top of the A tier, we have the third SMG on this list, which is the MP5. The MP5 is super powerful. It's the first SMG you get, and it puts in work. It's not anywhere like the Modern Warfare 2019 MP5, but the MP5 in Call of Duty 4 definitely is very good as well. It can kill very quickly. It can beat out assault rifles. It's very powerful, and it comes in at the number 4 spot. And now, breaking the S tier, at the bottom of the S tier at the number 3 spot, we have the AK-74U. I don't know what it is about this gun, but this gun is just so good. The AK-74U kills very fast. It kills faster than the MP5, it feels like. It feels like a baby AK, and it really does feel like a baby AK because you can kill enemies from very far away using this weapon. It has a very nice aesthetic. It's super powerful. My favorite SMG in the game, if I'm being completely honest, and it comes in at the number 3 spot. Now coming in at the number 2 spot, this might be another controversial one for some people, we have the P90, and the reason that this weapon is at the number 2 spot is because of the ammo. This is the highest ammo weapon that is not an LMG in the entire game. With a silencer, this gun can put in work. It's super consistent, super good, and it comes in at the number 2 spot. And last but not least, coming in at the number 1 spot, you guys have definitely probably been able to guess it by now, we have the M16A4. I don't know where to begin with this weapon. It is so dang good. One burst for days. You don't even have to have stopping power to get one burst with this weapon. It can shred through jug. It can shred through walls. It is so good. You get one burst for days. It's arguably one of the best weapons in Call of Duty history. It just is so powerful, absolutely shreds through enemies, and without a doubt, it is by far the best weapon in Call of Duty 4. And there we go, guys. That is going to do it for the very first episode of ranking every single weapon in Call of Duty history. This is, of course, the end of Call of Duty 4, and we just went through 26 of the weapons within that game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was a ton of stuff to cover here. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about where I put some of these weapons, specifically the Skorpion and the Mini Uzi, as well as let me know what your best weapon in Call of Duty 4 is. Of course, I think the M16A4 is without a doubt. There's no argument about what the best weapon is in Call of Duty 4 because the M16A4 is so powerful. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I really worked hard on this. It does take a long time to get gameplay and stuff like that. Of course, it takes a long time to edit as well. But anyway, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure to check out all my other previous Call of Duty videos here on the channel, because I've been absolutely destroying with the support lately, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And I'll see you guys all in another Call of Duty video very soon.